there everybody, this is Lee with Creative2xmom, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the resources we are using in our homeschool to teach Shakespeare. So Shakespeare is one of my favorite things to study personally. I was a lit major in college, but I always thought it was going to be so hard and so inaccessible and tough to teach to my kids. Well, they have taught me that I was absolutely wrong about that, and that at a very young age they are interested and they can engage a lot deeper than I thought they could. So some of these are resources that are tried and true that we have used for a couple of years, and some of them are new resources to us that we're trying out this year, and I thought I would share them with you. Just for a reference point, my kids are currently 6th grade and 3rd grade, but we started studying Shakespeare last year when they were 5th and even 2nd grade. I don't think I made a video last year, so if I did, I will link it below. We did a lap book studying Shakespeare's life. We used one of the Who Was books that we absolutely loved, and I found a resource for a free lap book that we went through as well. If I can find a video on that or that resource again, I will link it below for you. So this year we're taking it a little bit of a step further, and I'm including some of the things that we've gone through before and some new items. So let's talk about the things that we have used before. As far as getting a nice, good background on Shakespeare, I felt like this was a really good book. I steered away from these You Wouldn't Want to Be video or books for a very long time because they looked sort of nonsensical. But I am finding that we love them, and they are full of really good information, and the illustrations are just a great way of keeping the kids engaged. So this one in particular, I felt like I learned a lot from. And this is actually a new resource for me this year. It's Shakespeare's Quill. We're using this as sort of a review about some of the background information on Shakespeare, and then it's embedded into a story about 2 little kids that go off to the market and they learn about Shakespeare's life. So you've got the nonfiction in the purple, and then the story is in the white. We are probably about 2/3 of the way through this one, and it's been a good refresher. I have a Mad Libs, and at first I thought, is this going to be any fun? Oh yeah, it's been hilarious, and it's caused us to talk a lot about vocabulary and vocab words in that one. This is a book that we have used before. It's Shakespeare Stories for Young Readers. It's by E. Nesbitt, and let me tell you my plan with these 3. So I've got this one. I've got Tales from Shakespeare, which is by Marsha Williams. You can get a couple different variations of this. And then I've got Tales from Shakespeare by Charles and Mary Lamb. So currently my plan is to take 1 play a week that all 3 of these resources will cover. We'll read it Here One Day, which is a really good paraphrase of the story. It includes some of the original language, but for the most part, it's just a paraphrase. We'll read it From Here One Day, and then we will also read it from our comic book style one day. So that, between the 3, I'm hoping will give us a pretty good picture of what's happening in the play. At this point, I have not tried to actually read the play with my kids. I find I like to read them. I like to have the original language, but it plays out so much better on stage. So once we get read in all 3 books, then I'm going to try and find a kid-friendly version of whatever play it is, and I will probably pick that up first to make sure I can get a kid-friendly version of what we're reading, and then we will watch it together, because there is nothing like seeing Shakespeare actually played out. You can't read it and get the same picture that you could seeing it on stage. So I want to give them that as well. The last thing I want to talk about is a book that I picked up, and I just happened to find this at our local library. Like I said, last year we used the Who Was book of William Shakespeare. This year I want to go a little bit more in depth with my 6th grader, and this looked like it was a really good guide as far as talking about why certain plays are comedies, why certain plays are tragedies, what a tragedy play is, what a history play is, looking at the word play in some of these books, taking a deeper look at the style, the symbols, the characters, the literary devices that he includes, because Shakespeare is so rich. The language is so rich. There's so much happening that it's hard to catch everything that's going on. So I think that for now, my plan is to use this on my own time and then sprinkle and include those things in further, and possibly have her pick out whatever play is that we are studying that week and then do some reading on that particular play and looking at the deeper meaning, the deeper symbolization, that sort of thing in the play. So those are all the resources that we are going to be diving into in our Shakespeare study. I'm not sure how long this is going to take us. This is sort of our emphasis for our March morning basket, but my kids love Shakespeare so much. I think that this will easily go through April, possibly till the end of March, which would be the end of our school year this year. I'm finding that I really actually love introducing Shakespeare to my kids. Even though they're very young, they get way more out of it than I ever would have thought possible. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, have you taught Shakespeare to your homeschool students? And if so, what resources are you using? I'm always on the lookout for new ideas. Particularly, I'm looking for resources for them to see a movie or to see it acted out on stage somehow. But anything. I love your ideas. You guys are so creative. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.